Grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage for the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Here we go. No. Said I'll never do it again. No. Man, I slept. No. Said I'll never do it again. No. Well, no. Said I'll never do it again. No. Man, I'm tired of this shit. Tired of it. No. Said I'll never do it again. No. Man, it's the detox. No. Said I'll never do it again. No. Said I would never do it again. No. Said I'll never do it again. No. I'm so tired of this shit. No.
Hey there. Welcome to the Overcomers of Relapse podcast. I am D, your host. This is episode 10 of season 4, last episode of this season of my podcast. So welcome to all listeners out there. It is great to share this experience with you. I just want to put this out there right from the beginning. This podcast is not only pertaining to relapse as far as drugs, alcohol, or any other addictions. We are open to all topics. However, our main topic is why do we have addictive behaviors and how can we overcome them? On episode 10 of season 4, I would like to use for a topic, are you praying, are you awake, and are you knocking? Are you praying, awake, and knocking? I came up with this topic when I thought of the conditions of society. All kinds of people with all kinds of experiences, issues, mistakes, and flaws. And as usual, I started with myself. Now, me personally, I am consistently always evaluating myself. That's the only way I can find out exactly why and what's the reason behind my behavior. It works for me. So, this particular time, I evaluate myself. I started with the first question. Are you praying? Now, this one was really easy for me. At least I thought it was. I thought to myself, of course, I pray all the time. Most of the time. Anyway, far as I am concerned, there is no incorrect way to pray. That's just my opinion. Now, to me, that is true. My prayers are being submitted to God of the universe. Yours may be what you consider to be your higher power or according to your faith. No judgment here. But how often do we examine our prayers? What do our prayers consist of? Are our prayers vain? Just about ourselves and the people we love in our immediate circle? Are they shallow, materialistic, praying for more wealth, greed? This is just my personal opinion. Examining my own prayers. And I'm going to be honest here. I was really surprised when I came up after evaluating my prayers. Most of my prayers are about the concerns of others in society as a whole. But we all can lose focus and drift away into our own circumstances and make our prayers totally about us. Now, I am not saying that we should not pray for ourselves. Absolutely not. But I am a firm believer, and I definitely know this to be true for recovering addicts with addictions. One of the best ways to help yourself is to take your mind off of yourself and pray and help others. Let me ask the question again. Are you praying? Let's move on to awake. In my personal experience and expressions, I like to call this the awakening. Let's look at the definition of this word. Awakening means an act or moment of becoming suddenly aware of something. Now, let me start this off most definitely with saying this is my personal opinion. You can only determine how awake you are to your experiences, your perceptions of how you view all circumstances in your life and others by your capacity to observe, measure, and balance the acts of people, events, and also your faith and actions. Now, with that being said, I have a question for you. How do you know you are truly awake? Could it be that I am just determining all matters that I am aware of from my concepts and my concepts only? Something to ask yourself. My friends, in my opinion, here is where you have to have a reference tool that you can use to confirm your awakening to yourself and others and the world as a whole. Only you can decide what the reference tool will be for you. Now, I can come straight out and tell you mine easily. The Holy Bible, and I'm talking about the King James Version. For me, it is the ultimate reference tool that explains life and makes my life and the life of others' behaviors makes sense. Without it, I would not be able to comprehend why we behave or act the way we do. Now, when I thought about talking about this, the number one thing I did not want people to do is to start judging each other's reference tools or awareness. Because believe it or not, all of us are not completely awake in every event we have been a part of, experienced, or our actions in it. This is a true to me. This is the way I see it. And it's a quote also, when you think about it. The blind cannot truly lead the blind. Unfortunately, there are people that live in this world that do not have physical eyesight. And if you ever seen a gathering of physically blind people walking together, they have a hand on each other's shoulder and are guided by someone with sight. Well, this is exactly what I mean by having a reference tool to help acknowledge your awareness. In my opinion, if you are going by your observation of all circumstances and yours alone with no reference tool to refer to, you most likely are not truly awake. My friends, it is time for an awakening in society, all our lives, one way or another. Now let's talk about knocking. Now this one I take very personal. If you are suffering from an addiction or you are a recovering addict, you surely can identify with this one. My question to you is, are you working on your recovery and knocking on life's heavenly door? Or are you living as an addict and not trying or desire help with your addiction and knocking on life's door of hell? Now, I don't want to offend anyone, and this is just my personal opinion. I have been through this enough personally, and I can tell you this. You are knocking on one of these doors, my friend. It's just a matter of time before the knock is answered at both doors. Please choose life and not death. Trust me, I know both doors require a lot. I call it personally the 3 E's. These doors require a lot of energy, effort, and exiting. Also, sobers, this does not just apply to the addicts, but to all of our lives in some form. Here's the question. Which door are you knocking on? My friends, praying, awakening, and knocking are major verb words in our lives. What you have to decide is which adjectives will you decide to choose to describe these 3 verb words of action in your life. Please choose wisely and carefully, because a lot of times what you pray for may not be what you really need. Your awakening could be just an illusion, and your knocking could be silent just for now, but eventually will be heard at either door. So I ask, what are you praying for? Are you awake? And which door are you knocking on? Check your choices. Check your choices in your reference tool. Because to be honest with you, that is where your reality, what you pray for, what you are awake to, and which door you are knocking on actually starts. Well, that is it for episode 10 of season 4, the last episode of this season. Please visit my website, The Overcomers of Relapse Lounge. It is listed on the screen. Please feel free to post on blogs, share thoughts, and also feel free to chat. Contact information is on there also, along with a lot of great music. Also, come join us on my Facebook group called Overcomers of Relapse Lounge. A lot of great inspiring posts and just a great group of people to chat with. Let me know your opinions and thoughts, and also if you would like to be a guest on the podcast. And also, I just want to shout out right quick to a very special young lady. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday, Zoe. Have a great day, and I love you very much. Thanks again for joining me. Talk with you all again very soon. Take care of yourselves out there. Bye-bye.
God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage for the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Here we go. No, 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 no. Said I'll never do it again. No, 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 no. Man, I slept. No, 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 no.